So okay, you picked the author, you like their book, they like you, no red flags, everything is going well. So what's the next step from there? How do you begin a submission plan? What's your plan of attack to get them where they need to be?
So, I mean, I hate to be like, this is a little different book to book, but it's a little different book to book. And there's like really different strategies for this. Like some agents really like to do really big submissions. I tend to do smaller submissions on the idea that they're going to be more targeted. There are certain books where when you think about it, you're like, yeah, there's like 10 people who would love to have this book. Like I can't possibly send it to less than that. And then there's other books where you're like, I'd rather go a little smaller and just really like, I think editors, I try to communicate to editors that I'm not blasting things to 26 houses every single time. If I'm sending, it's likely 6 to 8 people. And that's about me trying to matchmake. It's actually hardest with a client that I'm just brand new working with because I don't know them as well. So I tend to go out a little bit wider. With my authors that I've been working with a long time, I usually know them so well that I can not only matchmake editors who will like their book, but also editors who will be good fits for them personally. People whose styles and sensibilities will align. I don't have a ton of authors who move. Like they move when they open a new line of business, but I'm very proud of the consistent bodies of work that my authors have, that all of their books have been with one publisher or, and you can't always perfectly do that. People leave, relationships change, like you can't always stay at one place forever. But in terms of preserving that revenue stream of the royalty back end on a backlist that's earning, it can be a real strategic play to keep somebody in one place. So matchmaking well and creating a foundation where we can have like a good, long, healthy relationship run is important to me. So I tend to think about it from that angle, and then also about who's looking to buy, who needs something like this, what people have on their list. You're trying to avoid in-house competition. So you kind of have to know, and some of it, you can't know because they haven't announced things, or you aren't totally sure where something landed. There was a project out that was kind of like this, but you're not sure where it landed. So you can't perfectly manage it, but you're just kind of trying to look for the best opportunity for the book, not just to get the sale, but then also to publish well. And so I will generally, while the author is off doing whatever revisions they're doing, which we'll usually do either a call or maybe an email. It just depends on what they need and how they prefer to work. While they're off doing that, I will work on the submission list and letter and then come up with sort of the strategy for what we're going to do on that. I've sold books on exclusive where there's like one editor that I'm like, that's the thing. And I'll talk to my author about what that looks like. And if they feel the same way, then we'll do that. I've gone out really wide. Like it is different every time. So every book is like a slightly different playbook, but it all involves, targeting a list of editors, creating sales materials, and then sending those materials out. I still like to call in phone pitch. I'm trying to teach myself to not have to do it every time because honestly, some people are just like, what are you doing? Like, just send me the book, I want to see it. And I'm like, well, but like, hi, you want to chat? People are like,
what's the advantage of doing a phone pitch versus just an email?
So I think that there is value in people hearing how excited you are about it. And also if there are like nuances, like if you are moving an author, it is easier to tell someone why you guys are looking to make a change over the phone versus an email because you can't control for tone. So like if you are sad about the fact that you are moving, like your editor left and you wanted to make a go of it, but it just isn't the right fit anymore. If you had a rough time or you're looking for a change in the narrative, like all of those things are a little bit more easily explained over the phone than in email to me. Opinions vary on that. It's a stylistic thing, not a like quality marker. It's also like I've been doing this a while. And so like back when I started, that was what my bosses did because you sent people manuscripts in print in boxes by messenger. So like it's also just how I was taught, so that's why it feels more like what you do. But for people who came up in a different time, like I think there are editors and agents who are younger than me who are like, nah, you just send an email. Like, what are you doing? So it's